Hello guys, you guys loved Tesla stock video last night, so tonight this is Tesla. We are having a quick look at what I think is going to happen on this stock over the next week. So of course, this is just my forecast, it's not necessarily fact, but I am going to be giving my personal predictions. If that does sound like a good video, please do leave that like and do subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel as fast as we possibly can. On top of that, if you do want to come and join us over on the Discord server, it will be down in the description, and I would love to come and talk to some of you guys over there. Let's just jump straight into this episode, make it as short and quick as we possibly can, and talk about what we have been seeing over the past few weeks on Tesla's stock price. So when we quickly do that, we can see that Tesla stock is up quite a lot over the past month. Obviously, we started off the month at about $500, perhaps even a bit less, at $489, and it looks like we're finishing off the month on $695. Obviously, that is a big increase to see. Let's get a percentage on that. It's at 41% up, almost even 42%, and I think this is looking good. When we do have a quick look at where most of this growth has come from, a lot of it was from the early part of the month and also from the later part of the month, with the mid part being quite flat, however quite volatile during that period. So of course, I'm sure you guys, if you do follow Tesla stock, which you probably do, know, or at least my opinion is, that Tesla stock is quite volatile in the sense that it does move around quite a lot, and all it takes is a small bit of good news or bad news to massively increase or decrease the share price accordingly. Now, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing to see, but I think, Tesla is not necessarily a bad buy even with that considered, because a lot of people do say that Tesla is overvalued, and I think there's two ways to view this. I think for the short term, yes, Tesla may be a bit overvalued, but you know what? I don't really think that matters too much, because on the one hand, yes, the stock price is a bit too high for what they do. They're not that big in the market sector yet. I mean, for electric cars, they are, don't get me wrong, but for cars in general, they don't have too much of a market share. But we're not really considering the future when we think like that. And my personal view for this one is it's definitely a hold for the future. I think it could probably hit over $1,000 again, if not more, potentially even $2,000 or $3,000, because they have some amazing projects planned. So of course, this is looking into the long-term perspective, of course, but you guys do know that I am a fan of looking long-term, and I think this is definitely one of the best buys out there long-term, because even at the current price, I do believe is definitely undervalued. Obviously, the whole market sector for cars is not that large when it comes to electric vehicles, so there's definitely a lot of room for growth for a company like Tesla. Of course, the potential $25,000 car would be a huge factor in this one, because if that does come out, which it probably will, I think that would definitely have a great influence on Tesla stock price in the next few years, and all that kind of good stuff like expansion into other countries is going to help this company in the future. So obviously you guys already know that for the long term, I definitely see this one as being a good buy. But of course, given my predictions for the next week or so, now, this is what I think is going to happen, and of course I may be wrong, but looking off the past month, I would definitely predict some of a drop coming this week, potentially, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. So obviously, looking at what we are seeing now, we're seeing a big increase in Tesla, and I think we're definitely going to see a small dip going off this one, especially being as we ended off the Friday on a positive. I think we are in good standing to see a small decrease on the Monday and Tuesday, and I don't think this is going to be huge. I don't think it's going to take us back down to where we were before, about 1622. But obviously, I think it is going to take us down ever so slightly, and I don't think that is a bad thing. Obviously, if you are strong on Tesla, and I am not a financial advisor, by the way, but obviously, if you are a fan of it, potentially that great dip that may come, of course, might be a good time to buy it. Because obviously, looking at where we are now, we're seeing a huge spike up on the Friday, and I think subsequently, you could be asking yourself, is this one a bit high right now? And of course, yes, you could be asking yourself, well, if you are thinking of holding this one for the next 5 years or so, which I personally would be if I was buying it, does it matter to get a few dollars here and there? Obviously, it's not that significant in the long-term perspective, but on the other hand, if you're buying 2 or 3 shares, each one of those $3, $4 moves does actually account for quite a lot for the whole purchase. So of course, for that reason, I would definitely wait out for the next week and see where we go with this stock. But I do think that we may end off the year on another positive note, if you do understand what I'm saying. I think the last few days of the year will probably be positive for this one, but we will be looking at it closer to that date. So obviously for the next week, definitely my opinions are overall, keep your eye out, because I would definitely like to see a better price point to enter this stock in the next week, and then I don't think it will be a bad standing stock for the long term. Obviously, I do think it is going to be a good buy if you are holding for many years, but for the short term, I definitely think there is potentially, and hopefully at least, a better price point that you could get in. But even if you got in now, like I said, if you are holding for 7-10 years, I can't see it as being too bad at all. So I hope that you did enjoy this quick update video. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye until that episode.